that the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever intends to pray something from the night, and then he slept through that time that he was supposed to pray, كُتِبَ لَهُ مَا نَوَى. Everything that he intended to pray was written for him. وَكَانَ نَوْمُهُ صَدَقَةً. And his charity, or his sleep, was a charity from Allah Azza wa Jal to him. His sleep was a charity from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him. How beautiful of a hadith. Whoever intends to pray something from the night, and then he sleeps through that period, حَتَّى أَصْبَحَ. And in one narration, there's so many narrations, غَلَبَتْهُ عَيْنَاهُ, like his eyes got the best of him, he fell asleep. You know, yesterday there was a brother in Fajr, I'm not picking on you, but I thought he might have died in his sujood. He didn't get up from his sajda. We're all getting beat up in these last 10 nights. We're pushing ourselves. We're trying to immediately adjust our clocks. We're trying to get used to staying awake all night. But your eyes get the best of you. Your body, you just doze off. And then you wake up. And by the time you try to get back into the mode, especially if you have intended that the last hour of the night you're going to spend it worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. كُتِبَ لَهُ مَا نَوَى. Allah Azza wa Jal wrote it down for you. As the ulama say in the sharh of this hadith, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote it down for you. كَأَنَّكَ صَلَّيْتَهُ فِي ذَاكِ اللَّيْلَةِ فِي تِلْكِ اللَّيْلَةِ. As if you prayed it at that time, at the time that you intended. So Allah wrote down the full ajr for you, and the sleep was a charity from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah Azza wa Jal sees that you need some rest, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something to do. And if you stand up then and pray even after Fajr, meaning after Al-Duha, then Allah Azza wa Jal will credit you even extra. The reason why I share this hadith is not just for the immediate practical benefit. That look, we're going to make plans, and we have to make plans, and we should adjust ourselves. That means taking a nap throughout the, at some point in the day if you can. That means not eating in a way that's, going to induce a food coma, right, at iftar. That means trying to put your habits in line so that you can stay up during the night and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means that if indeed you get to a point, as the Prophet ﷺ said, where you don't even know what you're saying anymore. It was the case of Zainab radiallahu anha outside of Ramadan, but the point still stands. Having a rope tied in the masjid to hold herself. If you don't even know what you're saying anymore, and you say, I'm going to take a 15-minute nap, a 30-minute nap, so I can refresh myself, and I can wake up in the later part of the night, and I can have a sincere dua, some sincere moments between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the person who is being addressed here, that Allah Azza wa Jal is far more kind and far more merciful. And remember that you are making the dua, Allahumma innaka afuwan tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. You love to forgive, O Allah. And so certainly Allah Azza wa Jal loves to reward a person for their intention, even if they find themselves physically in a difficult situation. The other thing is that I remind you and myself that the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was never because we deserved it. That Allah's forgiveness in these last 10 nights or outside of these last 10 nights was never because we earned it. That our entrance into Jannah is never going to be because of our deeds. It's always going to be because of Allah's mercy and because of our sincere effort that qualifies us for Allah's mercy despite its shortcomings, and Allah's mercy making up the shortcomings. So dear brothers and sisters, if these last few nights, we're now at the midpoint, we've passed half the nights of the last 10. If at some point you felt like I had a really bad night, or this last 10 nights is not going the right way for me, like I really thought I was going to attack these 10 nights in the right way, but these first 5 nights, I don't feel too good about them. Inna alladhi tatlubu amamak. That which you seek is still ahead of you. It could be that Laylatul Qadr is still there, and certainly the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal is there. So do your best, seek Allah's mercy, and if something happens along the way that's out of your control, that too is a manifestation of Allah's mercy. Jazakumullahu khairan wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.